If you are about to take the driving theory test and you've been learning using the old-fashioned methods, then I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you have more than a 50% chance of failing.
Yourself, Mr. James May, have launched a brand new app. Now, when I heard about this, I thought, oh, that sounds like a funny joke. But it's not a joke. It's
definitely not funny.
My Theory Test by James May is the name of the app, and you can get it from the App Store, which is to help people pass their driving theory test.
We did this because we came across alarming statistics that show that the pass rate is going down quite rapidly. More than half the people who take it at the moment fail it, and it's a bit of a mystery because it's 75% common sense.
And I know many people have been trying to apply to get their tests and to go for it. So if you know someone in your family who is, then you should get My Theory Test by James May, which is out now on the App Store, the most important store of the phones. That's how.
That's why I've developed this smart, new, modern app. Use it properly and it dramatically increases the chance of a pass. Simple as that. Welcome, drivers of the future. How good does that sound? Get on with it. Best roads in Britain, the most scenic, the most fun to drive are A roads. Not this one. This one's the A316 out of London and it's pants. Viewers, I have a very, very important announcement to make. It is the most anticipated event since Stephenson's rocket rolled into Manchester, and it is that My Theory Test by James May is now available on Android. There it is on an Android. I'll even put it the right way up for you. Look. Android Theory Test is exactly the same as it is on an iPhone. It's just on an Android. We took a bit of time working out how to operate it, that's all. We've all got iPhones, sorry. The Android version is actually here. It's actually here in my pocket, and there it is. That is an Android phone, not to be confused with the Apple phone, and there is the app on Android. Sorry, it took us a while to work out how to operate it. Hello, welcome back to my top secret underground bunker of cars and motorcycles. A lot of you have written in and asked very intelligent questions about the app. So intelligent, in fact, it's amazing that any of you are failing the test. But anyway, here I am, ready to answer them. And the first one is... Well, I think it would be good to do a motorcycle version. It wouldn't be very different because most of the rules are the same, all the signs are the same. New ones don't appear because you're riding a motorcycle. Motorcycle traffic is tiny compared with car traffic. It's about 1–1.5% of all the vehicles on UK roads. But motorcyclists are an elite fraternity and they deserve to be served. Yes, sorry about that. It is embarrassing if you're on the bus and people realise you're doing a driving theory app. So in the forthcoming update, we'll put subtitles on to save your embarrassment. If you've passed using my app, then I would be very grateful. I mean, the first thing you should do now is go and do the practical test, because that's the whole point. But then, before you do that, if you wouldn't mind just using social media to share this brilliant news with all your friends and maybe a little bit about James's app is fantastic. I passed using it and it was only £4.99 and he wants a motorboat. About 75% of the stuff in the test is a simple matter of common sense and common courtesy. And I'm going to assume you have common sense and common courtesy. I'm going to assume you wouldn't come up to me and say, "Hi James, I'm an obnoxious half-wit." So there you go. You're 3/4 of the way to passing already. Remember, learning your driving theory means you will pass the driving theory test, but it's actually about much more than that. This stuff will stay with you forever and will make you a better driver. And being good at driving is much cooler than being rubbish at driving. I mean, apart from anything else, I'm going to have to share the road with you lot. I don't want you being nervous and apprehensive about driving. I want you to enjoy it. I certainly don't want you to have any accidents because that's boring. And I definitely don't want you to run into the back of my Ferrari. Three hours? Well, that's either you're a genius or our app is absolutely brilliant. Probably a bit of both. And thanks to the Rozzers for recommending it. I work with a lot of people in TV, a lot of them are editors and directors, and they tend to cut me out of things rather than say, we need a bit more of James May chatting. Nobody's ever really said that before. But if you insist, that's what this is. Congratulations, and if you're watching this from the 4-in-1 theory test, It's important to make sure your vehicle is secure when you leave it unattended. Now, the best way to achieve this is to put it in a secret underground bunker that is locked and has an alarm system linked up to the local police station, like this one. But failing that, try to leave it in a well-lit area. Use your common sense. Don't park it near a roundabout or near a junction or in the Midlands. City streets. Now, it won't surprise you to learn that these are really the busiest places you will ever drive, and a lot of that is because everything is available on city streets to provide hazards for you. So there are cars, there are a lot of people, buses, bicycles, occasionally dogs, everything. In fact, there are 3 hazards in this scenario right here. There's a bicycle on the left, a man trying to get into a van, and now a bus stopped at the side of the road, which I'm going to pass, bearing in mind that people who get off the bus often just walk out past the front of it, and you can't see them, of course, because the bus is tall. Here's a good general rule for town driving, and actually it applies everywhere. Pedestrians have right of way. Regardless of what you might think about pedestrians should only use the proper crossings and obey the lights, they always have right of way because they are pedestrians. They are flesh and blood. Your car is just a heap of metal. Now, there's no easy way of putting this. The driving theory test is well dull. It's well dull, but I'm afraid you have to do it, because if you don't do it, you won't be able to drive. And if you can't drive, you will be lonely and you will have no friends. It's as simple as that. Now, there will be some stuff in the test about how your car actually works, and it will seem a bit arcane, to be honest. For example, what sort of fluid should you use to top up your battery? As if anybody ever does. The answer, by the way, is the urine of a ginger-headed child. And now we come to the James May way. This is the road to enlightenment, where you'll be guided by your personal mystic, a driving theory guru dressed in weird clothing. That's me, by the way.
Hi James, thank you so much for creating the My Theory Test by James May app. It made revising a hell of a lot more easier and way more fun at the same time. Thanks to your app, I passed the first time. So thank you so much. If anyone out there wants a better way to revise for their theory test that's a lot easier, a lot more fun and way more productive, I'd recommend you go check out My Theory Test by James May on App Store and Google Play Store.
The Grand Tour, it would be three seasons so far of the Grand Tour?
Well, 3 seasons and half of our first special season, of which there were 2 specials, but you've only seen one because the other one is finished but is waiting to go out, and we haven't managed to film the following ones because of the COVID crisis. But we will do it. They're not cancelled, they're postponed.
Postponed. Oh, well, thank goodness.
Yes, my travel show is postponed as well. Get on with it. now